All right, ladies and gents, we're going to catch up to live time in what is a really fun series here in the first round of Hidden Cup qualifiers. We've got Dratek, a player that is not to be confused with Draken, who's also from the Czech Republic. They are two different players. Draken, I believe, won his series earlier today, and we'll move into the second round. But we've got Dratek playing as Lithuanians here. The 2300 player, so in that top 100. And he's up against Dragonstar, who's definitely more well-known. Dragonstar holding it down for India over here. Dragonstar, an extremely strategic player. I mean, I just love his mind for the game. I think where he struggles is mechanically. He doesn't have the speed and mechanics of some of the big names. But he's had some really solid results. He's been around a long time. And like I said, I really like the way he sees the game. And I actually think this is the perfect type of map for Dragonstar, because this is a lot about positioning and scouting, and you can already see he's already trying to... He found his opponent. Actually going to steal some sheep here. He's going to try and find his opponent's dock really early here. I think informed decisions are key on cross. Actually, I don't know if he can dock here without chopping a shorefish. Or not, sorry, chopping a straggler tree. That's actually really annoying. We need to actually look at that. That happening just one time is enough for me to want to make a change. Yeah, there he goes. Now he can drop the dock. And he needs to make sure... Oh, God. He just completely missed... Oh, God, that could be a dead Vil. Oh, man. That is horrible for Dratek. And I mean, credit to Dragonstar for looking for this. This is huge. This is huge. Dratek needs to get his quick walls. That is brutal. And Dragonstar... Oh! Dragonstar's gonna get the kill? Oh, man, it sucks to be Dratek right now. Holy crap. He needs to delete the dock. Delete the dock. What the? He didn't delete the dock! He lost the villager and 150 wood. That can be game over. Oh, God. I mean, Dragonstar is living the dream now. If Dragonstar loses this game, I may make fun of him for years to come. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, basically, so let me explain exactly what just happened there for Dratek. Like, some of the stuff that's not so obvious. So he went to dock, and it just so happened that these reeds blocked enough space where he couldn't dock next to the shorefish. He had food in his hands from the villager, so he didn't want to chop this tree and then palisade over it, which you can do to dock, because then he would lose the 10 food. So then he goes to reposition, and he pre-placed the palisade, had it down, but then he misclicked it. So, I mean, he had the opportunity to still be fine. But now, you're delayed on fishing ships, and you're down a Vil. This should be really good for Dragonstar. And obviously, first game of the series, so kind of nightmarish stuff there for Dratek as far as confidence goes, maybe, but we'll see. Dragonstar comes home now, gets to push the deer. Dragonstar's had a really clean start. If you have food in your hands and then you start taking wood, you lose the resource. You can click another resource without losing it, but if you actually physically start taking the resource, then you would lose it. So we'll see how it plays out. Lithuanians did start with extra food, which is something you still have the possibility of working with. But this is all before I was about to explain to you guys that Dragonstar loves to go forward and loves to be extremely aggressive. So I think, you know, Dragonstar will likely... I think Dragonstar's villager is excited to make Dratek's life a living hell now. And that villager is most likely going to walk right to that pond and try and dock it right now. I think Lithuanians and Japanese are pretty close. I think Lithuanians are a little bit worse than they were back when they started with the extra 150 food. But I think Lithuanians, Persians, Japanese will be played a lot. And Malians will be played a lot. Those are the top 4 civilizations for this map. Walls are coming up for Dratek. He will get this wall down in time, which means this villager would path this way, which gives Dratek an opportunity to see it. Dragonstar is going to add some fish at home. And Dratek is going for... Is he going fast castle now? Oh, no. Please tell me he saw this. Please tell me he saw this. I think he spotted this. Yeah. He definitely did. And Dragonstar has been denied. No access for you, sir. No access. You do not have... What am I looking for? Key card? You're not on the list. How much wood has been invested into these gates? Is it worth it? I am going to lean towards no. The worst thing is he's actually building the gates. He's not like he can just delete them and get the wood back now. You're not supposed to finish the gates. Oh, Dratic, what a disaster. I'm sorry. Oh, another one. I'm sorry, but this is too funny. I know this poor guy might have trained all week for this, but this is just too funny, man. I mean, he is going to get all of his walls down, and he is going to kill this Vil. So there's that. That's not bad. Dead Vil. Okay. Has to click up the feudal age, though. Only has 2 fishing ships. Is going to add more. Dragonstar's just like, oh, that's what we're doing? Okay, and he's worked his way up to 6, soon about to be 8 fishing ships. So it's not like Dragonstar's eco has struggled at all. Still has his scout as well to scout the other ponds to see what Dratek's doing. And he's going to head to the north to dock there. Already has a dock down here. Like, this is... Dragonstar's economy is going to be really smooth here. Butler says 3 months from Twitch now, I think is what you said. Yeah, thank you for 3 months. Mr. Frizzle says, oh no, frowny face. That was probably when Dratek lost the Vil. Thank you. Lard, thank you for the new sub. Also, I'm actually Tem with 4 freaking years. Thank you, man. That's amazing. This congrats on 4 years of madness. It has been madness. You know, I was listening back to even Hidden Cup 4, which was 3 years ago. And I feel like things have changed so much. There's new civs now. I can't believe as many people watched me back then. I feel like my commentary was garbage back then. I mean, it's half garbage now, but we were full garbage back then. A lot's changed. Thanks for being around since the beginning. 2 years from Courier, Falco, off. Thanks for the almost 2 years now. Thank you. I mean, the beginning was 7 years ago, but I was on another level of garbage. Okay. We didn't have much choice, TBH, says Scythe AOE2. Well, thank you, Scythe, for saying out loud what you could have just thought. That's true. I mean, that's fair. I like the spears from Dragonstar. Dragonstar is basically thinking now his opponent's going fast castle. Look at the activity from Dragonstar's scout. So he knows his opponent's in the north now. He's double-checking to see if his opponent's in the south. So he's securing his fish, and Dragonstar's just going to click up to Castle Age. And there he goes. He's got a stable to make more scouts as well. All the gates got deleted. Ah! And yeah, this has been rough for Dratic. Like, I know the start was unlucky, but it's not been the start to the series he would have wanted. It's funny to hear the old microphone setup from the pre-DE days. Yeah, I wish I knew exactly when I stopped speaking into the back of my microphone. But yeah, that was part of it, is I, spoke into the wrong end of the microphone for some time. Which I only knew, like, I never used Facecam back then that frequently, so I only knew when I used Facecam and someone was like, you're speaking into the wrong end of the mic. And I was like, no, I'm not. I've been speaking into this end of the mic for 2 years and no one said anything. And then the guy was like, yeah, you're definitely speaking to the wrong end of the mic. Turn it around. And then I turned it around and everyone was like, whoa, it sounds twice better. It sounds so much better. So those are the good old days. Nice kill there from Dragonstar. And Dragonstar happy to compete for this pond for now. Having scouts out makes sense to keep villagers from the ponds, but also to get the relics from the Lithuanians. Just popped in to say I ordered my UK tickets. Let's go, Mothman. Guys, UK tickets for the live viewing party on March 3rd, Hidden Cup 5. Third place match, final, big reveal, everything. Tickets are on sale now. We have information pinned for that, as well as the US one. Tickets have been on sale for a bit. So check it out if you want to be in London with other Age fans. There's more to come on what will be there, but food, drink. Actually, food. I do not believe food is included in the UK ticket. Forgive me. The info's in the Discord. It is included in the US ticket. You should have drinks available and whatnot, too. So repairs need to happen for Dragonstar in an ideal world. Yep, he plays it perfectly. I mean, he's just playing so smooth here. Gets the work alley upgrade as well. Drops TC number 2. Dratek is in this. He's kept himself in it. He will overfish this pond, though. So I hope he's ready to add fishing traps. Because he only has 500 food there. And that's 11 fishing ships. That'll be gone in no time. Here we missed a quick wall, saving the villager, which is impressive. But at the same time, you've lost the pond. And it is 3 ponds for Dragonstar. It is 1 pond for Dratek. And it's looked pretty solid for Dragonstar as he drops TC number 3. Not building up, though, to kill his opponent. And beautiful quick walls again there from Dratek. Let's go. Can we get some quicks in chat? I think the villager will eventually die. But, you know, it's something that Dragonstar focuses on. Siege Workshop in the middle of the map. We'll see if that goes up. Okay, so, like, I could see it. Siege Pikeman could be really nice. Could definitely snowball in some way. We got Pikeman for Dragonstar because he's expecting knights, but there will be no knights. And Lithuanians have speedy spears. We did miss the villager dying here, so. Hagberter says round of 96 is pitting highest seeds against lowest seeds. Sets will be uneven. You would think they'd be uneven, but a lot of the sets have all been really, really close. Dratek had a rough start here. Tato was seed 1 in the qualifier and lost a game to seed 96. I think that says everything about the qualifier. Miguel, former like semi-finalist in Hidden Cup 1 years back, lost a game against You Pudding, a guy I made YouTube videos about. Sito, big favorite to qualify, lost a game against a 2K2 player. There's been a lot of, you know, round 1 surprises. There's also a 2K5 player who lost the series to 2K2, so I think like Dratek's position could actually go somewhere here. Like he's gonna have, this is kind of funny. He hasn't upgraded pikeman himself, but he converted one. Start to get the siege. Wow, the siege snowball, and I just turned that into sneege. I'm all about efficiency. So that's actually what I'll do. Instead of siege snowball, I just say sneege from here on out, okay? So the sneege push is coming. Whatever you do, don't sneeze while siege monk snowballing. That's a sneege. Look at the spears go, though. A lot of these scouts have gone down, and Dragonstar might be a little bit concerned. 3 TCs, sure. Whoa! Holy Monkfest! Dragonstar said, let's go to church. Is it a Sunday over there? I guess, depending on... Yeah, I guess, you know, not everyone goes to church on Sunday. So, you know. Holy crap. Okay, so we've got 4 monasteries. We have atonement to convert enemy monks. We have redemption to convert the siege. And Dratek says, this has not been clean for me. I'm going for it. And look at this. Fish traps are starting. Now, he doesn't have the wood for all of them, but he has thought of it, which is important. Res collected is higher for Dragonstar. Dragonstar is desperately going to run over here to stone so he can eventually go for tower defense. And we've got devotion now coming in for Dragonstar. Now, this is going to be fun because Dratek has no scouting on this. He is looking at this, and he's like, oh my god, we're actually doing it. I can't believe there's going to be so many people saying Dratek hype and T90's channel. And I'm going to watch the VOD later and feel like an absolute god. Thank you, Teleport Bug. Thank you, DE. He's pushing. He's bringing a game back from the dead. It was such an awkward start for him. And all of a sudden, the monks are going to come out from Dragonstar, and Dragonstar is going to convert the other monks. What is happening? There's a What? I'm sorry. I can't... explain what I'm seeing right now. We got rams and pikes underneath the TC. There's no villagers really in these TCs. And man, is this messy right now. Pikemen got converted though. More monks are on the way. And Dragonstar still got a big lead, but Dratek making him work for it. Here we go. Mangonel gonna be converted. That's a problem. And Mangonel gets converted. Turns around, kills a monk. And yeah, honestly, it's fun to look at this and say this is crazy. But Dragonstar picked the perfect unit against this bush. He knew knights wouldn't work. He knew light cav would be tough because of the pikes. He knew his own siege would be tough because of the monks. And it's just a spot where his own monks and a lot of them could maintain his current position. Really nice job. Behind this, Dratic is just full on 1 TC. He's definitely placing some T90 fish traps. You can tell he doesn't play Black Forest because all the BF guys are placing them right next to the dock. I personally will not judge this. We've seen worse, and the idea is still sound to get more food income from the fishing ships. But I think Dragonstar is waiting for one big round of conversions, and then he's going to drop a castle next to all this and take this game. Let's see. Pikes are very confused, fighting against their friends. So we've got Japanese pikes, and because Dragonstar is creating them, but then the Lithuanian pikes that he's converting. Yeah, from my perspective, he actually could just push forward, convert everything, and get the hill. But Dragonstar's not really the craziest monk player in terms of monk control, so he's not going to get conversions on everything, and he wants to play it safe. How many people here remember the craziest fish traps in competitive Age of Empires 2 history? It was tied to Hidden Cup. Come on, someone's gotta know this, right? Please tell me who it was. Somebody. We've got how many people? 4K people? Yeah, Banadin knows. Tim. Tim. People don't know? People say Viper Hera? Am I forgetting one? What happened with Viper Hera? No, dude, you guys don't know. You guys don't know. Hidden Cup 3 qualifier. Tim placed some crazy fish traps. Banadin, could you pull it up and just have it ready? Sorry to ask. You already won the guess. You've won now the job of linking that so I can show it when this game ends. Viper Hera on Islands. That wasn't Hidden Cup, though. I actually do remember that game. It was a long time ago. It was some other event. Because their names were not hidden in that. But that is true. There was that one crazy Malay one. That was ridiculous. It was like the market and the fish traps, basically. Another castle goes up for Dragonstar, who's on his way to Imp. Dratik's up too. He's going to have 2 relics, but it feels like Dragonstar can just do so much with this position. So when I was talking about wild fish traps, by the way, I was talking about poorly placed fish traps. That's what I meant. I should have clarified. And Tim, who's a very old player, a very, I guess you could say, lazy player. Granted, this was 3 years ago. Tim placed fish traps, I swear, like if it was off this dock, out here. It was the T90 farm fish trap. Like, this is fine. It's not like the perfect fish traps that a lot of players can do where you place them right on the dock. But it was crazy. Thank you, Banadin. I'm not going to show it just yet. But, man, that cast was iconic. MBL casted that qualifier set with me. And he was in the main event, right? Of that Hidden Cup. And now MBL's in the qualifier. He plays his first round today. I would say MBL is the favorite to qualify in his bracket, but it should be really close. He's got Max, he's got Capwatch as the 2 big names he'll run into rather early there. So a Hidden Cup without MBL would be kind of rough, but honestly, the scene is just so stacked now, and the competition's incredibly, incredibly well-rounded, and also MBL's in the past, he could kind of get through on vibes. He's not really... A lot of other players are grinding and preparing and practicing. I heard MBL say last night he thinks that he feels more pressure if he practices, so he thinks he plays better if he doesn't practice. Which is... which is interesting. But everyone's a little different, right? I can't ever agree that practicing less is good for you. But the qualifier map pool is really small. And I know MBL has been practicing some. I just don't know to the same, like, to what extent. Castle's going to go down here. I mean, these are Japanese trebs. Dragonstar has the hill. Dragonstar's getting monk upgrades. Dragonstar has the perfect position here. We know this, right? So many buildings coming up. So many techs coming in. Listen, being the favorite, you are shaking in your boots in a best of 3. You're really worried you're going to lose the first game because you got to respect the quality that's out there. I played Kazva in a ranked game the other day. Now, Kazva actually played earlier this morning. Kazva said to me, he was practicing 4 to 6 hours a day. Freaking respect. He said, I'm practicing 4 to 6 hours a day for Hidden Cup qualies. He said, I'm so nervous for the best of 3 because he knew anything could happen. And he won that series 2-1. It was a 2-1 win for Kazva, and the third game was actually the closest game of all of them in that series. So it definitely got dicey there. We have tower here from Dragonstar. We'll probably see some tower upgrades. Continues to push towards the middle here. I don't think he has Yasama or what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not Yasama. I mean, he doesn't have Yasama either. Katsuparuto, sorry. I don't think he has Katsuparuto because the trebs would be firing faster. But I mean, you know, like Dratek hasn't been killed yet, but from what we can see, obviously, like he's so outgunned. If anything, Dragonstar should have a ton more military. Like Dragonstar's army count isn't quite there yet. But the pikemen was most of the military here for Dratic, and the pikemen are knotted against Arbalest and monks, giving Dragonstar an opportunity there on the front. Well, Dratic had a disastrous start. Really unfortunate. Dragonstar, of course, took advantage of it, though. Was scouting super early. And Dragonstar takes the first game. GG. Really nice job from Dragonstar when the push started coming from what did I call it? The Sneege push? When the Sneege started, he added the 4 monasteries, and the monks were actually perfect there. He got monks to defend, and then he went to stone so he could drop the castle. That was just textbook stuff. Really clean play. But I think Dratic, he has more to show, but he's going to have to show it now because the pressure's on. So, check northern fish traps. Okay. Oh! What? Dragonstar! This is even worse than what I was talking about. What is this? Bro, are you trolling? Like, this is fine. This is fine. What happened here? I wonder if this is when Dragonstar knew he had won the game. Oh, 100%. Look, these are all old fish traps. These are relatively old. This is fish traps you place when you know you've won the game. Those are entertainment. Someone from India says, this is my Indian, we're messy. All right, ladies and gents, welcome. Game number 2, right? We've got Dratek here, who had a really disastrous start to the first game. Let's be honest. It was not clean. And he lost a villager. His dock was delayed. And then I think he probably changed his entire strategy because of the start. So now, best of 3. He's the underdog. He's got to step it up or he is out of the qualifier. Dragonstar, the favorite, is not going to complain about how easy game number 1 went. Excuse me, sorry. We've got Persians for Dragonstar, and you get extra food at the start. Plus 50. You get plus 50 wood. Your docks have a great work rate and more HP. However, while you have potential for early bonuses and mid-game's rather strong, they do lack Bracer. And Galleons can be really so strong in the late game. So I think if this does go late, the Italians are far superior. Like, missing Bracer is a big reason not to pick civilizations on islands. And I didn't see the draft, but there's a lot of other civilizations that do get Bracer that are available, right? You could have gone like Byzantines, Armenians, Vikings. The list goes on. What am I missing? What's another good one? There's one more. Malay is a good pick. So I want to talk about some of the changes that we made on this version of Islands. Now, Islands are not featured in a lot of other events. In fact, I think maybe Hidden Cup is the last one we saw Islands on. And I know it's not extremely popular with some people, but I think I would ask those people to open their eyes because we've had some epic freaking games, man. Epic freaking games. I think Islands has actually been producing games. I'm a Island believer. I think it's produced games far and above what I expected in terms of quality. We've had some landings. We've had different openings. Fires versus galleys. We've had Fast Castle versus Feudal. I think, since Hidden Cup 4, we've also had Dramans introduced to the game. It's easier to get to Cannon Galleon. But big changes we made. So obviously we evened out the wood. That's a big thing because you can run out of wood on this map. We evened that out. We made the water a little bit more expansive. And because this can go late sometimes, I wanted there to be more benefit to having water control in the mid game. So the neutral islands, we've eliminated some of the space on the neutral islands for archer ranges. But yeah, we have stone here, gold here, stone here, gold here. And then in total, there's 4 relics on those neutral islands. So basically to swing the late game, right? If you have water control and you end up getting these relics, it's 6 against 2. And having that additional gold trickle from relics feels like something. In the past, it was just 1 relic in the middle, and 1 additional relic doesn't really feel as strong. Now, forward dock from Persians I was expecting here, because I think Dragonstar has picked the Persians to force fights early. Like we said, Persians have early bonuses. The longer the game goes, the worse they could be. I also think Dragonstar is the type of player to maybe transport. But, like a civ like Japanese, for example, could be really good for that. But I don't know if Persians necessarily are good there. Front dock could indicate transport. It could indicate like fast fire rush. But both players have actually gone front dock here. So some players are going back dock with Italians, and they will go fast castle. But since the fish are exposed, I expect fast feudal. We'll see. Are Italians as good on these water maps as they used to be? I think they're incredible. I think Italians are number 1. I think Armenians might actually be number 2. I think Armenian economy and navy is insane. Or like maybe Armenians is just straight up tied with the Italians. I think a civ like Byzantines is a civ that can allow you to make a few mistakes and still recover. So you'll see Byzantines picked a lot for that reason. But, the very best players, they bank on being able to get the most out of every bonus and not making mistakes. So I think those players are going to want Italians. Looks like it's going to be double dock here for Dragonstar. Dragonstar's up fast. Really fast. And it's cheaper for the Italians to go up, too. So this is a clean build. All right, guys. Is it galleys or is it fires? Give me your thoughts. 50-50 chance here. It's not going to be demos. It's not going to be transports. If you had to guess, what would you guess here? Tripad, thank you for the prime. Okay, so you guys probably didn't see it. A lot of people are guessing fires. I think fires is a good guess if you know, like from what we know, because both docks are forward. But I think Dragonstar might go galleys because he's expecting the Italian player to maybe go back dock and he wants to kill fish faster. Aha! Woo-hoo! Screw you, people who said fires. Look at me go. Actually, you're going to be correct because Dratek is going to go fires. And the fires could be pretty solid here. But once the galleys get to about 5 or 6, it's quite easy to micro down the fires. The fires have to make it messy here. Okay, we're all right. We're all right. This is a very inclusive stream. We all get to be right. Okay, so you probably didn't see the game, guys, but I'm going to paint this picture for you on what happened in a game earlier this morning. It was bad Koala against FedEx, okay? It was back dock, fast castle for FedEx. His opponent went forward dock fires, and then was outmassing trying to kill his fish. Look at Dragonstar. He's expecting back dock. He's not checking the front. This is how strongly Dragonstar thinks back dock is going to happen with the Italians. Wow. Oh, that is. I mean, I think it's a misplay based on the feudal age time of his opponent. And now he doesn't have a mass going. Well, we'll see how it goes. So anyways, I'm going to continue to paint this picture because I think it was a beautiful game. So FedEx, the fast castler in that game, he lost his fish against the aggression. But he was in castle age faster. Game goes late, okay? Bad Koala has castles on these islands, but he's starting to lose them. His opponent has a greater navy. But Bad Koala castle drops here and builds a bunch of freaking stables. So basically, FedEx is starting to lose his villagers on his island as he's starting to push the castles and win water. It was so cool. And in the end, FedEx ran out of steam because he was getting pressured so heavily on land. Super fun. All right, these galleys got to see the world. That's cool. And so far, there's been no kills. And actually, it is like a really fast uptime behind this for Dratic. What in the world? Wow, what type of build is this? I mean, he's really at the limit. These fires cannot engage anywhere now. There's so many galleys. Maybe they can engage here, but... it's cheaper to get your dock techs with the Italians. So I could see Dratic maybe killing all the fish from Dragonstar eventually, but... I just don't like fast castling with your fish being on the front like this and your docks being on the front. I think it puts you under a lot of pressure. But, I mean, Dratek is clicked up certainly way faster than Dragonstar is going to expect. Look at the res collected already, though. Right? You've got 26 vills because you're not producing anymore. You're going up. And these fires are just kind of spread out. Back dock now for Dratek to save his 2 fishing ships. I don't mind that. You need production. All new production of his fire galleys should be in his docks for now. And he's looping away with these fires. We'll see how it goes. Dragonstar's not even close to clicking up. And while Dratek doesn't really have the eco setup to really boom on land, the potential's always there. Let's see. But Dratek seems to be struggling for me. He got housed a little bit. The balance is really hard. It's all easier said than done. I like the fire shift here for Dragonstar. It gives him a little bit more of a meat shield. And the fires also do a better job at taking out the docks. So that's a good switch here from Dragonstar. Remember, his docks are really strong. But yeah, his opponent's up now. Fires are really viable in these moments. If you haven't been impressed with the fires, these moments, early Castle Age is where it's quite strong. And this is where galleys suck. Which is why I don't think just straight galleys is necessarily the way. I think it's more complex than that. And we're going to figure this out more over time as we watch more qualifiers and then eventually the main event. So we saw the galleys pay off, but now we're seeing the upgraded ships pay off for Dratic. And look how good the KD looks for him. Keep in mind, he's still got fish behind this. And he can loop in and kill Dragonstar's fish pretty easily. Beautiful play here from Dratic. The faster Castle Age really working out here for him. And if he can continue to take good engagements, he will have fish. His opponent will not. He's even still adding fish in the back. It's going to be more than Dragonstar will have. Having said all that, Dragonstar, his eco balance on land is still really good. His docks are still going to stay up for a while, being Persians. I think as long as he shifts into fires and keeps his fires alive, he'll be in a better spot. But honestly, Dragonstar really struggled there to know what to do with his galleys. I think he needed to try and mass them up. To lose, what did he lose? Like 10 galleys there? Is really painful for him. Res collected should even out in theory, because Dratic now has the fish and he's still adding more. And then he could always add the second TC. Like, I think after these types of engagements, buying your stone back to drop a second TC to add more vills would be great. I also love how Dratic is building houses in random areas here to get vision, just in case his opponent wants to land him. It's really smart thinking. Does lose the scout there. But yeah, Dragonstar lost all of his fish. He's going to build another fishing ship back here sneakily, but... Okay, so fire ship count. This is a nice game. This is a really nice game. Fire ship count is 7 for Dratic. He's got 7 fish, so he has the eco lead now. It's going to be about 9 here for Dragonstar, though, so Dragonstar should be able to take good fights again. Second TC coming up for Dratic before it comes up for Dragonstar. And again, resources collected should close in a little bit more. Also have to look at the eco upgrades from Dratic. He was able to squeeze in Horse Collar for any future farms, which will eventually happen. He's able to get Bowsaw at this point. This is a good game. And just, like, different openings, different strategies, different bonuses to talk about all the time. And Persians have not won the game yet. And this is a civ that lacks that real hard switch to Galleons later on, so... I think it's more and more important for Dragonstar to really hold the water control. Yeah, both players sold their stone to get up to the next stage, and then they have to buy it back to boom. In this case, Dragonstar hasn't bought any stone yet, and he'll be paying greater prices because Dratic bought the stone first. So, it's so funny how Dragonstar went to kill back fish as his play in Feudal, and there were no back fish. And now... Dratic has switched to the back to fish. That's really smart from Dratic. What I'm concerned about is he actually is losing a lot of control on water at the moment. Because he has 2 forward docks. One is about to go down. And then, the back dock, obviously he's fishing, but he's not really producing out of there. So I think Dragonstar is going to be able to be in a good spot here. Wow, guys. This is interesting. What do you think about this? Dragonstar is going to try and get the relics now. I love this. And I love it because of what we said. It could get to a point where the Persian Navy is inferior. And you might lose water at some stage. I think it's expected you'll lose water or struggle more than you are now. So he's going to try and get the relics now from these islands. Again, Dratic might have added the TCs, but he's still struggling to keep production going on water. Not bad. Mowry, what's up? Welcome. It's going good. We have more sets to cast today. Tons of people are here, guys. This is awesome. It's been interesting to see the different openings and the different tweaks to how they plan for the late game here between these two. Eventually, in a really close islands game, could run out of access to resources, right? So those relics are a really big deal. Is there anyone here that doesn't know about that time with the archer ranges on the islands? If you're one of those people, tell me where you came from and I need to find more of you. Okay, Monk can also help with conversions. That fire is going to get converted. Wow, there's quite a few people that never heard of it. Nice. Okay. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I see YouTube comments where people are like, why are people making this joke all the time? There is a video on it. If we have downtime, we could watch it. It's like 5 minutes. Okay, so can the monks make it back? Here comes Dratic. Boom! Big demos. Can the monks make it back? Wow, wow, wow. Great engagements. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Quick. Hop into the transport. Quick. Oh, God. Okay. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Monk goes down. Oh. No, he didn't. Now he's angry. He's an angry monk. Okay. Well, nice multitasking there from that monk. Nice job. And nice job from Dragonstar, who ends up defending. I mean, still awkward. But he is going to get those 2 relics. And remember, you have 2 relics on your island as well. And Dratek's getting his own relics now. And transport will make it over. Okay. So, res collected is super close. Amount on food, though, is looking nice for Dragonstar. I really like the eco setup. He only has 2 TCs. And Dratic is about to have stone to drop a castle, actually. Wow. Yeah, there's 8 relics in total, which is unique for age maps. But I felt like to swing stalemates a bit, that it was important. A lot of people like to talk about Feitorias with Portuguese. There is this epic game. It'll be on extras. It'll unfortunately be fast forward because I didn't start it from the beginning. But Andy lost like 8 Feitorias in one game. He kept losing Feitorias on his mainland. But he had relics, and he brought in 7k gold with the additional 4 relics. I think the Feitorias probably helped, and being Portuguese with the ship HP helped too. But an extra 7k gold was huge in that case. For Andy, who, like Dragonstar, was able to snag these relics early. That's going to be 6 relics there for Dragonstar. Cannot complain about that one if you're him. But what you're going to complain about is you don't have the cheaper dock techs. It's not cheaper to go up to the next age. You don't have Bracer. Like, Italians, if they go for fast fire ships and galleons, I think should win. And then Dratic, you know, in theory, if he takes the middle, he still has golden stone there. This is actually set up for a crazy stalemate because Dratic has the best tech, but he doesn't have the relics. We'll see how it goes. Nice demo there from Dragonstar. Really nice demos. Wow. And, of course, they're looking at other things right now. So it's random demos can catch out these fires pretty nicely. Omni Shambles says T90 very keen on Hidden Cup 5 qualifiers, but when will you be running Community Games Cup? I don't think we'll ever have a Community Games Cup. Regicide Rumble will come back, which is community game style. That'll come back at some point. You don't have to worry about that. Community games, I know it's Friday and a lot of people want them. Community games are probably on hold. I mean, everything I think that I do beyond Hidden Cup is on hold until Hidden Cup ends, I believe. I'm not gonna promise anything. You may be pleasantly surprised if we have, like, I think there's some Fridays and Tuesdays, like 1 or 2 in the year where I could do some other things, but just as an FYI, this is really, really important to me. All right. Both going to be an imp at similar times. Will be fast fire ship for both of them. Persians get that and heavy demo. I think Persians also get galleon, but just no bracer. That castle is really nice. It helps against the ships. It also gives you the gold. It also gives you the wood, even. The stone. Dragonstar has to back away. Demo! Boom! Dead monk. Shipwright. That's a big tech. That is a really big tech for late game on water. I think Dratek is in a good position. Look where the monastery is. There's not really many places to hide if you don't have any water contest. But I guess you would want to have the monastery directly in the middle. Obviously, you don't build your initial monastery in the middle thinking about this stage of the game. This is much easier to get the relics, but Persians do get galleon, but no bracer. Wow. I, for some reason, have very good knowledge of the Persian water tech tree. Oh my god, heavy demo, heavy demo, heavy demo! We have an emo, people! And Dratic forgot about it! Oh my god, that's huge. That's huge. Like, this is a window where the Italians could really dominate. Nice shots there from Dragonstar as he builds a castle here. And now, there's so many fast fires out from Dragonstar, you can find some nice kills against the galleons. Dratek's still waiting to get some of these techs in. Now, funnily enough, Dratek, I believe, can treb this castle from Dragonstar from this island. But Dragonstar cannot treb that castle from that island. I could be wrong. It's kind of tough to tell. That's what it seems like to me. Population is even. It's been a fun game. KD's even. We've had the big thing here for Dragonstar being the res collected was slightly higher. It no longer is. But he got those relics. Both players share a neutral island. Or sorry, have a neutral island. Galleon mass getting built up here for Dratic. And Galleon upgrade now coming in for Dragonstar, who lacks the attack and range. So he's going for inferior Galleons, which, again, I have to look at the draft. There are bans. So a lot of that, the reason we've seen Persians is probably due to their start, and a lot of other civs are banned out. This is most likely the #1 civilization pick here for Dratic, because Italians are so good. And if this game goes to game 3, we'll look at the draft to speculate on what they might go for. Galleon mass isn't significant yet. You get to 30 of them. 30 plus is where it starts to be really strong. Demos are still on the prowl, and Dratek is just not prepared for this. He is not prepared for this. Dragonstar is. And I think Dratek was probably looking here at that time. And more big shots here from Dragonstar as the heavy demos continue to pay off for him. And he has the gold to spend, right? For a unit that just explodes and then is done. You can't get any more value from it. You know, it's rather risky at times. But when you have the res trickle from the relics, could still be seen as a pretty good situation for you. How's the wood situation? Are we at that point yet? No, there's still plenty more trees. Both players building up their pop towards 200 here. I think Dratek wins this game. I just think it's hard for me not to have belief in Galleons. Like Galleons with Bracer. He does have a Cannon Galleon now. Cannon Galleon, hype! He's going to go for this castle. Forcing reaction from Dragonstar, who doesn't have any more demos right now. Also, a transport. A really weak transport. Oh, God. And there's a Treb, 3 Genoese crossbowmen, and a villager. Sounds like a start of a bad joke. You can trust me on that. I'm the king of bad jokes. What a convenient timing for the Treb, though. The Treb could start taking out that castle. Nice find here. This is Dragonstar picking off all new units there on the sides. I don't know if Dratic will notice that. It's actually really annoying if you're Dratic to have to deal with this. You see this? Is rally point set forward? In the end, it looks like the fires will follow into the castle. Okay, so Dragonstar noticed this. He's going to bring Navy over to kill the Treb. He'll be fine. But now he is over there and not here. Dragonstar actually has more galleons than his opponent does. Heated shot on the way right now for Dragonstar. And Dragonstar moves in to try and snipe the cannon galleons. Dratek has to be prepared. I think Dratek a little bit distracted. He's getting some techs right now. And another cannon galleon goes down, but he does have fast fires and he does have galleons, and that is a really good stack of units here. Is Dragonstar going to try and go over here again? I mean, this castle should make that, so that's not really that viable, right? Landings could be a possibility, a sneaky landing on the side. If we see a transport, pay attention to it. I see cab armor right now for Dragonstar. He's spending gold, and, I mean, food is okay. You don't spend food on ships. But if he's getting cab armor, he definitely wants to transport. And he's making a stable here. So maybe he just instinctively did that. I actually love... is there auto farm? Auto farm is on for Dragonstar. So he's investing wood occasionally to get food. Dratek has abandoned his farms, and he actually does have auto farm on. I'm stupid, but 94 on wood. But he keeps losing his cannon galleons. Like, he needs to keep his cannon galleons alive here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Also, elite cannon galleons finally in. He didn't have that before. Crazy game. Let's see total res collected. Look at that. Look at the relic gold. 2,500 gold right now for Dragonstar. Has paid off so much. they're basically both going galleons, but one player has better bonuses for galleons. And those relics, man, will they be enough? In theory, I guess Dragonstar has to be able to make more units, right? I think a couple epic demos will be needed for him as well. This castle here, getting a couple kills. Cannon galleon number up. This castle will go down. This castle's a goner. Fast fires in a great position here for Dratek. That's really nice. Look at all the reinforcements he's picking off. That is clean. And he still has the main push. And Dragonstar's going to continue to try as we see Citadels coming in. A new tech. Don't know how helpful that is on water. But Dratek, who's lost some cannon galleons before, refuses to lose them again. And he's got 51 galleons now. Dragonstar just desperate right now to keep this castle up. But it's going to fall. It's going to fall at some point. At least I feel it will. And it does. And while cannon galleons may go down, which is not something Dratek will like, Dratek continues this push. It is a messy game. Dragonstar no longer has the protection of a castle. And as always on islands, players will run out of wood. Someone said, T90, add more wood. No, that would just delay the inevitable run out of wood situation. It just happens. It's part of the map. Not a transport here. It's just galleons. I'm still waiting to see if Dragonstar is going to attempt it. I don't think Dragonstar has a chance. It's just like, you know, it just simply comes down to picking a civ that isn't good in late game on water. And Dratek played with every bonus in mind. Dratek in early Castle Age sniped all those galleys when everyone was like, I think fires are bad. He used the fires wonderfully there. And he boomed up nicely. He recovered economically. He's collected more res. And the underdog, who had a rough start in game 1, showing us in game 2 that he can win a best of 3 against Dragonstar. Dragonstar had some time to maybe make some things happen here. But even with the relics right now, it feels like he's completely overwhelmed. He's going to lose this castle eventually. He's getting hoardings right now to keep the castle up even longer. But his navy count is far too low. And listen, having been a favorite in a series and lost very frequently my career, all that momentum is going to be with Dratek now. And Dragonstar is going to be sweating a little bit. So we'll see how he can handle it. For now, he's still in it. Demo and fire. Oh, wow. That's actually... No way. No way. That was actually really nice. And Cannon Galleon still stays alive. What happens in case of a stalemate? Like both players run out of wood without a market? An actual stalemate, I hope we never encounter. Usually it becomes stalemate-y, but there's no like official actual stalemate, and one player eventually wins over time. Right, like right now, this is Dratek doesn't have cannon galleon, so he can't push. But like, even though it's tough for him to finish off Dragonstar, it still feels like he should be in a really good spot, right? Like, we've had some pretty crazy games. It's like something always tends to make the difference. Dragonstar had more fight in him than I thought. His pop is going up. You know what he needs, guys? Is he needs big demo hits. God, if I see another cannon galleon go down for Dratek, I'm gonna scream. He's lost so many cannon galleons. And now that gives Dragonstar a chance, dude, with relics. Also, he's got Lycav here. He could get into the eco maybe with a raid. I mean, there's Genoese crossbowmen patrolling. 13 Genoese crossbowmen. Dratek is also deleting vills to get more pop space right now, which is really smart. He's taking shorefish, but beyond that, yeah, this is a good castle as well. Gives you wood, gives you gold, gives you stone. Taking the wood and not even taking the stone here yet. That's going to be another castle or two for him. Dratek is out of wood. Where are the demos for Dragonstar? They're in the dock. Oh, man. Okay. Goes for the cannon galleons. Dratek pulls them back. Double castle stack is really tough for Dragonstar to contest. All these castles are so sick. You need a meat shield for the demos to getting close against the galleons. This castle still staying up for Dragonstar. This castle has 25 kills. Crazy. And there are demos here. But there's just so many galleons still. Where's the transport for Dragonstar? Oh, there he is. Okay, light cav. There's nothing to raid here, sir. You have arrived too late, for we are out of resources. It's kind of funny. Raid my eco? What eco? We have nothing left. There's still some things there, and it is something that can distract, and it still takes out pop, and it's not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. Uh-oh, Treb now is here. Now, if there's one thing I know about Dratek, he's going to lose this cannon galleon, and he's going to lose this Treb. I just know it. Dragonstar's been really stubborn. Oh! What are we doing? No! What's happening? Oh my god! Is this rigged? Oh my god! What just happened? What just happened? Dratic looked away. He was distracted. He had to scratch an itch or something. And he just lost all of his galleons to the heavy demos. Oh my god. It gives Dragonstar a crazy chance. I would have never thought that was possible. Dratic must not have patrolled. Oh, that is a crazy throw of a position. And he's lost his castle now. I mean, Dragonstar as well is like now basically on his last tree. This game would never have been winnable without that moment right there. Now maybe there's a chance. Cannon galleons will take the Treb. Trebs are not cheap to replace. Still lots of Navy out there for Dratic, and I actually still think Dratic has the better position. Like, honestly, I think Dragonstar needs to relocate the relics further back right now. But he can't do that while also doing other things. And he's still, like, struggling so much. He has sunk so many resources into repairing this one castle, man. But honestly, in the end, Citadels and some of the techs he got really paid off for him. I am still a little speechless of what just happened to Dratek there, but he's got this one, guys. Persians just suck in late game on water compared to the Italians. Also, the shipwright tech is just hugely helpful when it comes to the late game. All this extra wood and stone and gold has helped out so much for Dratek. And he is cannon galleons away from taking away the only bonus that Dragonstar has over his opponent, which is these relics here. Dang. For a unit that is used once and doesn't get additional value, those demos have had some great value. I know, right? The demos have been insane from Dragonstar. Should pick Armenians next time. They get Bracer for their galleons, and they have ridiculous demos. Please don't lose cannon galleons again. Please. 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 Dratek, please. Oh, I hate it. And Dragonstar is slowly starting to move the relics. This is funny. I mean, he can't move all of them, though, right? Because he can only move one. And he has less wood in the bank than Dratek does. Dratek should definitely have turned off auto farm, though. It saves a lot more wood. Dragonstar's got some production from the back. Oh, wait. I don't know, dude. Like, it's supposed to help you in late game. I swear to God, dude. If you lose these. Okay, Dragonstar GG's. He's not going to lose those. The game ends. Score is 1-1 here, folks. We picked a good series. And, man, what a funny game. I think both players had a relatively even game. I just think Italians have bonuses that flow better into the late game, and Dratek played very nicely on that. Like, Dratek basically thought, I'm going to take advantage of my bonuses as quickly as possible. Cheaper to go up to each age? Okay, we fast castle then. Cheaper dock techs? Okay, we fast castle then. I can get War Galley. Take advantage of that in Castle Age. Cheaper fishing ships. I'll fish the back. Super smart. Added the 3 TCs. And then, no reason to not just go full galleon, right? The Persians can't really compete with that in any ways. I think it was a good game. Like, Dragonstar getting the relics was really good. Wasn't enough for him. The demos weren't enough for him either. And Yeah, felt like that one was going to be over for some time there. Look at what the relics do, though. 5k gold collected from Dragonstar just from having a little bit of map control and grabbing those relics. So I think if Civ-wise, that's a bit more even, maybe. Could be something that swings games. Especially in the games where like both players run out of resources and they have to use gold to buy wood, for example. Also, the wood here helped out Dratek because they should have the same amount of wood available on their islands. And Dragonstar didn't take any wood there. So you could see the difference in the wood collection. I'm actually curious on that. Can I confirm that? Let's just go back to the start. So I'm going to try this because I just need to know. Okay, so that is... I don't think this is going to come out to 6K, honestly, first glance. Oh, I didn't click all the tree types, though. We missed some trees. Hold on. We missed 4,400 wood from the middle. He ended up getting like 6K more or something. So the wood amounts on the islands were fairly similar, right? But, I mean, Dragonstar was making a lot of ships that simply just died. They weren't ships that could really help him in the long run and get as much value as galleons could. But man, oh man, did those demos get big hits. It was crazy. Totally unexpected that one moment happened. And Dratek still won the game. Maybe he was doing it for the viewers. Okay, we got a lame. Game 3. We got a lame attempt. Now, this scout, there's no deer. And so I think we're going to see a lot of laming on this map. And I think players need to bring in their rhinos early because of it. But yeah, there's no deer. Dragonstar basically said, I found my water buffaloes right away. I'm going to take my rhino right away. And then keep an eye on my other one. He's coming forward here. He's Khmer. And we've got the Hindustanis for Dratic. Dragonstar has gone full circle. Took a while to see a rhino. And he's going to see that Dratic is taking this wood here. And wood is a massive talking point on this map because the best wood lines are in the middle. But in the middle, you could get demoed. And it's obviously right between you and your opponent. Dragonstar, if he sees this, he would take it, but he doesn't see it. That's really good for Dratek. But he did get one water buffalo. Ooh, you know what's interesting? Dragonstar didn't scout the proper wood lines because he was scouting his opponent. And that lumber camp makes me want to barf a little. That's gross, dude. That is, ugh. It's kind of funny how that works out, right? Whereas if you look at Dratek, he scouted a lot more of the wood because he wasn't scouting his opponent's base. Yeah, I think like players don't know that the meta should be laming here. I don't know how many games Dratic has played or whatever, but I think this map especially, you should be taking the forward rhino first. And players are going to want to use their fish because the fish is so free and easy, but the fish they can't be stolen. So I think that you really should be bringing your rhino in early here. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to see that a lot more. And then in the main event, I guarantee we'll see that a lot more as well. But in the end, Dratek ends up being completely fine. Can someone tell me who won the Teemo Draken series earlier? I had Draken as my favorite. I know he was winning 1-0. He's another player from the Czech Republic. Okay, so Draken won that one? Nice. Okay. What are the odds? Like, Czech Republic is not the biggest country. I think the only two people from the Czech Republic in this qualifier have so similar names. Dratek and Draken. Someone says, Dragonstar has to be Hera. So I don't know if you're joking or not, or if you're genuinely confused, but I will clarify this point. These are their actual identities for the qualifier, all right? The main event, the players are given hero names, and the main event, the big players' names are all hidden, but the qualifier, these are their actual identities. So Dragonstar is not Hera. Dragonstar kind of sounds like a fun name, though, for a hidden cup, you know? Also, on the topic of hero names, are you guys ready to find out what the names are? Because I have them. I have them, and they're freaking epic, and it's really exciting. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We I'm just the worst, right? And I refuse to show you all of them at once because that's wasted content potential. So every couple days, I'm going to show you 3 or 4 of them in a very special way. We're working on it. I can't tell you anything right now, but what is today? Friday? I think by Sunday, I will have 3 to reveal to you. And then Tuesday, we're going to do 3 more. And then like Thursday or Friday, we're going to do 4 more, right? We're going to do a lot. I'm going to post them on socials, also show it on stream. Also, there will be a community vote for the final 2 heroes. So you guys will be able to vote on, one of them is going to be like a bunch of things combined. So it'll be a YouTube poll. It'll be, I'll do a live poll on Twitch. I will do a Twitter poll. Those 3 things combined will determine one of the heroes. And then, and that's like a normal hero. But every Hidden Cup, we have a cheat code. And you guys are going to get to vote for the cheat code for Hidden Cup 5. And I'm excited. So that's the deal there. But we got to get moving on that because 2 days after we complete the qualifiers, we do the bracket live. The players will be given their names, right? And then I do the bracket live, and the players get to see what hero they're up against. Interesting play from Dragonstar. I haven't seen a lot of double Lumbercamp plays in some of my other casts. But the wood is tricky, so he wants to defend his wood this way. And he's going scouts, but he skipped his barracks being the Khmer, so he can't make spears. I think that's why he wants to wall so early. And he should be able to get these walls down. And Dratek probably wasn't expecting that. Dratek wanted to push here. Now, Khmer can hop in the in and out of houses. So that's why Dragonstar being exposed here has dropped the house. But I really like the pressure that Dratek is pushing on right now with the spearmen and with the scouts. Nice play here from Dragonstar, though. See, he fights and then he hops into the house, and now he's going to push forward. Dratek might wish he has some spearmen at home pretty soon. What cheat codes are on the poll? I think I could tell you what cheat codes are on the poll without that being like too big of a content waste. You guys want to know that? Maybe I shouldn't. I'll tell you one of them. One of the cheat codes on the poll is Furious the Monkey Boy, which I will be voting for. Furious the Monkey Boy in a Hidden Cup would be freaking sick. I think there's one of the others on the list, though, is going to be hugely popular. 2 of them, actually, will be hugely popular. Barracks now from Dragonstar. Dragonstar just is really frustrated with all these freaking spears. And Dratic is really putting on pressure. There's no pressure at his eco whatsoever. Dragonstar is defending with scouts. You want to be attacking with scouts. And he takes that fight. The pathing is awkward for him with so many villagers around. And this is advantage Dratic, if you ask me. Dragonstar has a lot more idle time. It's easy for him to lose all of his scouts and lose his villagers here. Having said that, though, amazing defense from Dragonstar. How? How did he make that look so easy? That was impressive. 4-1 KD when all these things could have gone wrong. He's got multiple villagers that are weak and could die. Still could die. Didn't lose any, though. And, still just has to be careful. Like that villager there. With slightly better micro, Dratek could have killed 3 villagers already. Yeah, we had Cobra Car in a Hidden Cup. I'm trying to think of the other cheat codes we had. Cobra Car. I actually don't know if we had a cheat code in Hidden Cup 2. I thought we did in Hidden Cup 3. Maybe we didn't in Hidden Cup 3. Okay. It's just cheat code names, right, guys? So obviously the players don't get to use the cheat code in the game. Can you imagine if you got the hero, like whatever hero you got was your starting scout or something? You start with a Cobra Car. Yeah, Cobra Car was the only cheat. Okay, got it. Well, I'm aiming for consistency. So this Hidden Cup, we will have a monk, we'll have a female character, we'll have a king, we'll have a ship, we'll have, we'll have a siege weapon. I like consistency. Can we please put some respect on Dratek's name here? He could have been tilted out of his mind because of that start in game 1. He's played so good, and his eco is pretty solid behind this, guys. Now, the wood situation's questionable. But what a fun game. I mean, and Dragonstar at the same time has also done a good job of not being broken. Gotta love Kamura in these situations, just being able to place farms wherever. I think that is an underrated thing here. Kamura, top tier in this map. I think Res Collected tells it's pretty close. And considering that, you know, Dragonstar has not lost any villagers yet and is switching into archers against low scout count, he might actually be in the better position. His wood situation should be a bit better. But I mean, again, Dragonstar's just made it look easy. Look at the HP on his vills. There's so many that are weak, and he just hasn't lost any yet. But he also doesn't have, like, he's trying to switch archers, but he's not on gold. It's just the idle time's ridiculous, which is not what you would want here. Gives Dratek some time, and Dratek's going to go to the middle for wood here. You know what would actually be worth a shot right now is a dock. A dock and some navy might make some sense for Dratek. It's a little early compared to what I was expecting. Like, I think we're going to see it in more late feudal than anything, but wow, Dragonstar clears that up. Crazy. I see people are recommending God's Own Sling. God's Own Sling was already in Hidden Cup 3. But yeah, obviously that is a trebuchet. T90, will you know who the hidden names are? Nope, I never do. The only people that know are, like, the individual player, right? Because they won't know who their opponents are either, of course. Although they'll know who they are, and then the admins will know, so. Oh, man. Oh, man. Dratek had the right idea. He wanted the tower. First villager went down in the game. How is Dragonstar 16 to 8 KD? How? We had Bad Neighbor as well, guys. Bad Neighbor was Hidden Cup 2. We ran out of trebs, though. I don't want to spoil too much, because if you really looked, you could probably figure out who's coming. So I'll shut up for now. Oh, man, Dratek. Oh, man, what is this? Villagers. Oh, my God. You're sending your whole life to build this tower. That's not going to work. It's really messy all of a sudden. Oh, he's through, though. Oh. Oh, and the villagers chopped that tree earlier. He had walled using a tree, but the villagers must have chopped it. Oh, baby. Oh, man. This is a best of 3, guys. What is happening? This could easily go either way. It feels like one player is going to be in a disastrous position here. I think it's going to be worse for Dragonstar, because his vills are so exposed, and there's going to be scouts. But no, I take it back. I think it's going to be worse for Dratic. It's going to be bad for both. Can we agree on that at least? It's going to be horrible for both of them. Villagers will die. Pain will be felt. And more villagers are coming in from Dratek. What is happening right now? Tower goes down for Dragonstar. Dratek's villagers need to run. Dratek needs to garrison in this tower now. And, I mean, where's Dragonstar supposed to take wood? Dragonstar, cancel the archer, cancel the spearman. Cancel the archer, cancel the spearman. You don't have wood. He doesn't have straggler trees! Disaster! Okay, no, he could still take wood here. But still, look at his wood count. At the same time, look at his food count. Look at his gold count. It's actually really good. This army as well, really tough for Dratek to stop. And Dratek has to drop a defensive tower there. This map is so hard to play, man. What a messy game. He transferred so many villagers over to stone. Chopping wood mainly here. Of the 9 spearmen that Dragonstar has right now, he's got 7 of them here. Again, imagine a dock. One demo would kill all of those units. Dragonstar clicks up to Castle Age, advantage Dragonstar. Wow. I think it, like, finally hit a point where the amount of farms that Dragonstar was able to place earlier really helped him out. And now the fact that you have to farm around your mill is so annoying, because you're not just going to be able to, like, place mills around this, or place farms around this tower. Res collected. Dragonstar's been ahead for some time. I mean, I would have lost so many villagers to the early attacks from Dratic, but he didn't. He still could lose villagers, though, as the scouts come over. This army's just shifting around, hoping to find areas to pressure, constantly moving, and Dratic has to drop another tower. Oh, wow. Scouts actually got through, and Dragonstar quick-walled that, too. That's sick. Beautiful. Dragonstar made a militia, which is actually in the group here. That was not something that he tried to do, but this is just tells you again how stressful this is. And big fight here as we've got scouts and spears from Dragonstar and Dragonstar defense. And Dragonstar's going to be in Castle Age in 50 seconds. And he's underneath this tower. Wow, man. That's wild. I think Dratic may choose to call it when he sees Dragonstar's up. Because he's got no army and he still hasn't clicked. Yeah, this is maybe GG territory. Even now, it might be GG territory. Here, he's hoping that these towers will clear up this army. But Castle Age? Oof. You don't want to call it, you know, especially if you spent a lot of time practicing for this. You've maybe looked at the matchup, felt you could do it. And he's going to stay feudal right now, I think, guys. Dratic with the fight. Let's go. I like this. Meanwhile, some people will resign if they lose a villager in Dark Age. This guy's got Castle Age units coming in. And he's like, I don't care. We got this. Let's at least try. I mean, Spearmen can help against the Knights. But Dratic is still going to be up against Archers. And it's just Khmer Eco. Like, look at all these farms so efficiently bringing in food. You got to think Dragonstar should be able, even without killing more vills, which I believe he will do, but even without that, he should be able in Castle Age to expand his eco and be in a much better position, right? Yep, can't blame Dratic for trying it all, considering this is a best of 3. I think if this is like game 1, he might have called it. But this would be the end for him. He just can't get the food. Like, he just cannot get the food. Losing the outer space of your base is so awkward on this map because you can't easily just add farms around your TC like a normal map. You can't have this safe. And again, just wild to me. Dragonstar, he didn't lose a villager for so long against all the attacks here with no spears for a while. It's really impressive. Monastery for Dragonstar. I believe there's a weak knight coming back that he's going to heal up. That's textbook. Here he's attacking and killing more. Or not. He will know that Dratek is stuck in the middle. Dragonstar will drop TCs probably. And the militia still live in the dream right here. But yeah, Dratek is slowly sinking further and further into his chair. Probably like, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Yikes. Oh god, the knights are in. The knights are in. How? Oh, there wasn't a palisade wall there. Knights get in and kill a few more villagers there. Yeah, so by the time Dratic is in Castle Age, I mean, I don't really know what he's going to make. Maybe he could go like monks in a castle drop. By the time he makes it there, I think Dragonstar will have killed another 5-6 villagers because there's just so many different areas he can find. This is the area for the knights. I love how Dragonstar will find an area and then he will move to the next area immediately. Beautiful house walls there from Dratic. Great damage control. Has some spears. Has the tower fire. Hoping that's enough. Still not finished off here. Scorpions killed a vill or two. Trying his best. Knight there will kill another villager and then go down. Actually, the most important building for Dratic right now is the market. So if he loses this to this little army, it could be a problem. Maybe you go YOLO Castle now? Ugh, I don't know, man. Yeah, monks make sense because you have a lot of gold and not a lot of food. This is brutal. And there he goes for a TC. He's really trying, man. Look at the eco count, 45 to 51. I was expecting Dragonstar to have added a TC. He's doing it now. Yeah, someone said he's trolling. I heavily disagree. This is a player who's insanely talented, who's going to fight and make sure that he's officially dead before he resigns. And sure, there's like 1,000,001 reasons why this is really bad for him, but he still tried. He still put up a really solid fight. And honestly, a couple things go differently in Feudal Age, and Dratek wins this game. Dragonstar defended very nicely. Dragonstar, the favorite, moves on, wins 2-1. But these best of threes, especially for the favorites, like someone like Dragonstar, they can be dicey, man. And that was actually the best game. Well, maybe not the best game of them all. The Islands game was really good, but that felt really, really close and back and forth for a while. I don't see why or how Dragonstar ended up with, it was like a 16-8 KD when he had less army and was under so much pressure for so long. That was insane. But well played from him. Dratic, keep it up, dude. Keep signing up for events. You're a really good player. And I think game one was a bit of a wash as well, just because of Dratic being extremely unlucky. So I think if you consider the result with game one being kind of, it wasn't really even the standard type of game, that's a really impressive performance.